Now, let's continue to look at this example in probability. Okay, so let's look at this question over here. All right, let's example over here. So I have red, white, green, and black counter in a box. Okay, so there are 4 colors, all right, inside this box, and each of the counter is taken out at random. Okay, the probability that the counter is red is 0.55. Okay, now with all this information out, before I start continuing with this, let's craft out what we understand first. Okay, so do a probability question is always good for you to write down the things in the question so you can understand it in the big picture. So over here, I know I have in a box, so 4 boxes. I have red, I have my white, my green, and black. Right, I have 4 colors. And over here, they're telling me that the probability that is red, okay, the probability that I will get the red is going to be 0.55. That's my probability. Okay, and then let's look at the next sentence. All right, this one we understand. The other 3 counters are equally likely. They are equally likely. Now, this is a very important word in probability. When you see this word, they are equally likely, which means they have the same probability. Okay? So they are saying here they're saying white, green, and black has the same probability. Alright, so since they have the same, I'm gonna give them an unknown. So I'm gonna say that probability of white is X. Now since the probability of green and black is also same as white, I'm gonna write them as X and X also. Okay, because they are equally likely, they have the same probability. Okay, so that is what it means. Alright, so let's see over here. Okay, so they ask you here, find the probability that the counter is not red. Okay, so we know that that's red. So not red is going to be this one. So that is not red. Okay, but then again, all right, if we understand our probability, all right, if we understand our probability, okay, so if we were to add up all this probability, all right, I add up all this probability, I'm gonna always get 1 over here. All right, I'm gonna always get 1. Now since I'm interested in not red, so I'm gonna craft down my equation over here. So for my question A, all right, so that's my equation. So it's gonna be 0.55 plus the probability that is not red. So not red are basically all my these 3 together and that is equals to 1. All right. So again, this is my unknown over here. So I'm just going to solve it like any algebra. So probability that's not red is going to equals to 1 minus 0.55. Okay. And I will get 0.45 over here. Okay, so that is my probability that is not red. Okay. Now B over here, they ask you what is the probability of you will get red or white. So again, all over here is telling you that you can add the probability of this one and this one together. Okay, so we are going to solve this, but before that, we already know what is the probability of red already, but we do not know what's white. Okay, so we have to find this first. What's the probability of white? Now again, since we know, all right, since we know that these 3 probability are equally likely, all right, so we can write out something like this. We can find out each of the probability over here. Okay, so we will craft out an equation over here to find the probability. So we already know that the probability of this plus this plus this, okay, it's going to be 0.45 because this is not red. So I'm going to craft out an equation. So x plus x plus x, that's going to give me 3x over here. That's going to equals to 0.45, correct? So if I want to find x, x is going to be 0.45 divided by 3. So what do we get here? All right, 0.45 divided by 3, I will get 0.15. So what we are saying over here, that each of this probability is 0.15, 0.15 and 0.15. Okay? Now since we are done with that, now I'm going to do this now. The probability, okay, therefore, all right, my 3 dots, therefore the probability I will get red or white is going to equals to the probability of red plus the probability of white. So my red is 0.55 and my white is 0.15. So that will give me 0.7. Okay? So that is how we solve for this question over here.